Bring out the arms!
Fear. Fear is an emotion that you feel when you see or hear something around you that you can feel can cause you harm, distress, or uncomfort. Everybody in this world is afraid of something, and if somebody says that they're not, then they're lying. For instance, some people are scared of spiders. Some people are scared of what's in the dark. Some people are even scared of having a job. That's right, you didn't expect me to pull that one out of the cupboard. And what about responsibilities? I guess what I'm trying to say is that we aren't who we are without these fears. Fears are typically linked to specific things, people, or situations. And when these fears are intense or irrational, we often refer to them as phobias. For instance, if you're scared of spiders, you have arachnophobia. The fear of enclosed spaces, claustrophobia. The fear of jobs, ergophobia. That's right, that was an actual phobia. And that's what today's topic of discussion is going to be about. Strange phobias that people have that you may or may not know exist. So I took to the internet in search for some of these answers, and here's what I found. Also, here's a quick heads up, I'm probably going to mispronounce most of the names of these phobias, but I'll try my best. Okay, so the first one we're going to be looking at today is called arachibutyrophobia, the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. I mean, I could kind of understand this if you have a peanut allergy or if you have a fear of being choked, but does this work exclusively for peanut butter, or does it work for Nutella as well? And what if it's eaten in a sandwich? Does that count? Nomophobia, the fear of being without your mobile phone. Now, I'm going to sound like such an old head when I say this, but I can guarantee you now, most kids these days have this phobia. I too can't go 5 minutes without looking at Brain Rot or Family Guy clips. But if you ask me, this feels like less of a phobia and more of an addiction. Arithmophobia, the fear of numbers. Now, if you've watched my video about secondary school, you'll understand why I have a strong dislike for maths. But how can you go about your life and go outside being scared of numbers? But that does remind me of something. Does anybody remember that old show on CBeebies, The Numberjacks? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, looking back on that looks scary. Like, look at this thing! What the f*** is that? Who the hell thought this was a good idea to show this to children? And before you start, yes, I know the show came out 20 years ago, but it still looks bad by those years' standards. And f*** the BBC for even greenlighting it so it can creep out 20-year-old me. Moving on. Plutophobia, the fear of money. Now, I can understand the fear of having to go broke, but plutophobia, on the other hand, is the fear of having too much money. After all, money is the root of all evil. A quote that was said probably by Confucius, but he was most likely broke as well. But yeah, I can kind of understand why having lots of money seems a bit scary, especially when the evil taxman wants to drain every last cent from you. Xanthophobia, the fear of the color yellow. What? How does that work? Do you just go outside and you look up at the sun and you just start screaming? And what about when you go to the toilet? Do you just look down and you just scream out, "Oh my God, my piss is yellow!" How can you even go outside knowing you've got the same weakness as Green Lantern? Oh yeah, for those who don't know, Green Lantern's weakness is the color yellow. So that just makes him look like even more of a bitch. Ablutophobia, the fear of bathing. So basically League players then. Optophobia, the fear of opening one's eyes. So what happens when you wake up in the morning then? Do you just get up and just start fearing everything you see? But luckily for you, there's an easy solution to this problem. It's called blinding yourself. No, don't do that, please. Oxophobia, the fear of the number 8. Notice how this is the 8th phobia I've listed. To me, this is just arithmophobia, but with extra steps. Globophobia, the fear of balloons. Now, I feel like this type of phobia can only be applicable to children because, like, clowns, they carry balloons, don't they? And war veterans as well, because when one pops, it probably sounds like a gunshot. Now, I'm going to try my best to pronounce this one. Hippopotamonstrous equipdiliophobia. The fear of long words. Apparently that's also the longest word in the dictionary, so they really got you with that one. Ephibiophobia, the fear of adolescence. I think it's safe to say this, because let's face it, children are f***ing scary. If you take one wrong turn in any city in England, then you will get jumped by 20 different 10-year-olds in puffer jackets. Omphalophobia, the fear of belly buttons. I guess that people who have this phobia imagine that if you press an outverted belly button, then that person will explode. Or if you have an inverted one, you'll be sucked in it like a black hole. Pogonophobia, the fear of beards. Apparently, things like this stem from traumatic experiences involving people with beards, but wouldn't that just come as PTSD? And what about mustaches? Does that even apply for that? Linophobia, the fear of string. Apparently, this stems from the fear of being tied up, but string isn't that hard to escape from. And on top of that, how do you tie your own shoes? Anatidaeophobia, the fear that a duck is always watching you. I don't get why people are scared of this. Ducks are pretty chill. But do you know who are evil? Swans. I can't go 5 minutes walking down the park without getting attacked by a group of swans. One of them even pulled a knife on me, no joke. Isoptrophobia, the fear of mirrors. I too also shit my pants whenever I look in the mirror, because when I do, I always see a strange, hideous-looking man looking back at me. And the last one I wanted to go over, phobia. The fear of phobias. If you had a heart attack watching this video, I deeply apologize. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you or anyone you know has any strange phobias, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll probably read them. I might not. I don't know. If you want to see more content like this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. Thanks for watching, and in conclusion...
How do you feel like Gucci Mane dropping all those artists?
Gucci Mane got some good pussy.
Huh?
Yeah, Gucci Mane got some good pussy.